last two videos, we have basically shifted both the demand and supply, either both to the right or both to the left. Now, in the next two scenarios, right, we are going to explore the case where the curves, right, they basically shift in opposite direction. So in this particular scenario, let us increase the demand curve, shift demand to the right, but at the same time, right, we are going to shift supply to the left. Okay, supply decreases. We want to know what happens to equilibrium price and equilibrium quantity when I change it like that. So likewise, again, draw our sloping supply curve S naught, downward sloping demand curve D naught. Note the original Q naught, and the original price P naught. So let's just shift one curve first. So in this case, I'm going to shift the demand to the right. I'm going to increase the demand first. So in this case, the demand curve will shift from D naught to D1. If you have been following what I said in the last two videos, every time we shift the demand to the right, the supply curve is upward sloping. Okay, for this case, right, the price goes up and the quantity must also go up. Okay, because the supply curve is upward sloping, every time you shift the demand curve, if one variable increase, the other variable must also increase. So in this case, we know that P and Q will go up. Now, what happens if we shift supply to the left? When we decrease supply, you can see that from at the new demand curve D1, right? When you start to shift supply to the left, you realize that the price will increase. Okay, will increase, the quantity will decrease. So if you combine them together, right, you can say for certainty that when you increase the demand, and you decrease the supply, there's one definitive answer when it comes to price. Price must always be higher. Okay, there's no way to increase the demand and decrease the supply in such a way that price fall. But the quantity is uncertain. They move in opposite direction. So again, how do you ensure that you have the skills to shift the supply to the left in such a way that you can either have a higher final quantity or a lower final quantity? So in this case, right, our point X is here. Okay, you take note of the original quantity Q naught, and you draw a vertical dotted line up. Okay, let it touch the new demand curve. We'll call this point X. Let point X guide you to how to shift the supply to the left in such a way that you can either have the final quantity to be higher, the same, or the lower. So if you've been practicing all you did for the last two scenarios, you know that if you want the final quantity to be the same, you just need to shift supply to the left in such a way that it cuts the new demand curve D1 at point X. But if you want the final quantity to be lower, okay, so I'm going to demonstrate it here. You shift supply curve from S0 to S1 in such a way that it goes beyond the point X. So if you do, right, can you see? The final price is somewhere here, but the final quantity is lower. So you can practice on your own. How do you shift the supply to the left in such a way that the final price is actually lower? Okay, so you shift supply to the left, but don't go past point X. Okay, so I leave it up to you to do on your own. Thank you.